everyone, welcome to my channel. So today, as promised, even though it's kind of late, I am going to be showing how I made my God box. Now, if you don't know what the God box project is, please go over to my daily devotions for Friday. Was it Friday or Thursday? I think it was Thursday, yes. And check it out. But basically, we're going to be making a box. And this is the little box that I made. And it has like a little flap that you can tuck in. So, this was my prototype I made a long time ago. So, yeah, let's not pay too close attention to that one. But you're just going to need some things to decorate your box with if you want to. And a bone folder, scissors, and glue. Or score tape if you would like. I prefer to use glue. But you're going to start with a 12 by 12 sheet. I've already cut this one. You're going to cut 3 inches off so that you wind up with a piece of paper that is 12 inches by 9. So we're going to turn it into, on the 12-inch side, we're going to do some scoring. Now, it's really pretty simple. Let me move this back a little bit so you can see. But we are going to have to score some 8s. And I know a lot of you don't like to do that, but it is real easy to do. If you don't have a scoreboard that marks your 8s for you, this is this is Martha Stewart's scoreboard. I've had it forever, but I just put my paper, make sure my paper is centered on 0. And the 8s are, if you count each one of these little lines right here, and I'll see if I can show it to you closer. Each one of these little lines is an 8th. So if you wanted 5 8s, you would count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 8s is the line right after a half mark. 3 8s is the line, is 3 lines after the whole number. So you just count. This board is marked by 8s. I think We Are Memory Keeper has a new board that is a scoreboard that has all the 8s marked out for you, but it's really not that hard. So like I said, we're going to cut our paper, we're going to put it on the 12-inch side, line it up with the 0, and then we're going to do some scoring. So the first score mark we're going to do is at 2 7/8. That is one line right by the 3, before you get to 3. Okay, we're going to score that. Then we're going to score it at 5 3/4. And 3/4 is 2 lines before the 6. Whoops. It would help if I stayed on there, wouldn't it? Okay. And then we're going to score at 8 5/8. So there's 8, 8 1/2, and then the line right past 8 1/2 is 8 5/8. And then we're going to score it at 8 1/2. Oopsie. Got myself messed up here. We're going to score it at 8 1/2, and then we're going to score it at 11 1/2. So we're going to go 8 1/2, and then we're going to score it at 11 1/2, all the way down. Okay? Then we're going to turn it one turn over here, and we're going to score it at 2, and then we're going to score it at 5 5/8. There again, 5/8 is one line past 5. Whoops. And then we're going to score it at 8 1/2. Okay, that is all the scoring that we need right now. So, you should have a series of all these little boxes. I don't know if you can see, maybe you see it better on this side. Alright. So now what we're going to do is burnish all our score lines. When I made my first one, of course I didn't do that. And it's a little bit easier to burnish before you start folding and cutting and stuff. Okay? Alright, so we have all that burnished now. Now, we're going to flip it over to the side that has the big boxes. Here are the little boxes, like right here. And then you have some that have the little flap on the end here, and then the little folded edge on this side. This side should be facing you. On this side, you have a little box right here. This little box right here. We do not need this little box. So we are going to cut it off. Okay. Then we are going to turn it. And we're going to cut, let me see. We're going to turn it and we're going to cut down. I'm trying to find the best way to show you. This little box here, we do not need this little box. So we're going to cut this little box off. Okay. Now we're left with this right here. Now, on the sides with the four flaps, the smaller flaps, the ones that don't have the little flappy thing right here, on these we're just going to cut up to this first score line. This score line right here, we're going to cut up each one of these on that first score line. And sort of take your time so you can kind of keep it straight as possible. Okay, so you should have 4 little single flaps here. On this side right here, you are going to cut up past the first score line, which is the little flap, all the way to the second score line. So you're going to cut up all that score line right there. And again, try to be as straight as possible, staying on the score line. Okay. And this little triangle, rectangle part right here, we don't need that, so we are going to cut that off. So go all the way up to that score line that we cut our flaps up to, and we're just going to cut this off. Okay? And this is what should be left. This is how it should look. If you're looking at it like this. This is what we have left right now. So we have these 2 parts cut off, and we have all our flaps cut up. Now, with the little top, this little flap facing up, yeah, which one do I want to do? Let's face it up this way. I'm turning around. Excuse me. Okay. With this facing up like this, this is your front flap. It depends on what side you want in and out, but this is, we're going to make this one. This is your front flap here. Now, on your second flap, you're going to cut that flap in half. I keep cutting through this paper. That's why I'm turning the paper around, because, yeah. Anyway, we're going to cut that flap in half. You don't need it. Okay? Tuck it under. This one over. On this flap, the third flap, we don't need it at all, so we are going to cut it completely off. okay? And on this flap, the last one, we're going to cut in half. So this is what it should look like. You have your front flap, which is going to close your box. These two flaps, which are going to be the inside flaps. I didn't cut that quite straight, but it'll be all right. Let me just see if I trim it up a little bit. There we go. Okay. So we're going to fold our box like this. See, our box is going to fold up and make our little box like this. Whoops. Okay. And it's going to fold up like this to make our box. What we're going to do is we're going to fold this flap over right here. And we're going to put a little bit of glue on the flap. This is a score line. Okay? We're going to put that right there. We're going to put the glue on the flap. Don't go past the score line there. Like I said, you can use score tape if you'd like. And then we're just going to take this and fold it over and meet that. Just make sure everything is nice and straight, because that's your box. And there it is, your box. These fold in like this, and then the box folds in and tucks in like this. Now, before we do that, we're going to glue the, get a second to dry. We're going to glue this in. Now, this is the front of your box right here. So you want to make sure this tab goes in first. So what we're going to do is we're going to fold this tabby in and this tab in. Then we're going to fold this one and this one like this. So we're going to put some glue on this one. Just a little tiny bit on that. Then we're going to put some right here. Hold this together and push it down. We're going to take our bone folder and go inside and really seal that. Put some glue on that side. Then we're going to tuck this in. Now, flip your box over and open it up. Take your bone folder and rub really good on the inside like this. That will seal this. Okay? And give it some support. Alright? Then what I'm going to do, now what I'd like to do, I cannot find my corner rounder. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to angle these a little bit. Just come down to the side like that, to the corner. And I'm just taking a little bit off. Just take some bulk out of that top. Turn it over and do the same thing. Like that. Then we're going to do this right here, and this can come over and tuck in our box. And I think I'm going to do the same thing on this one. I'm going to take a little bit off the corner. Just for where your score line is. Start at the end and go to your score line like that. And it makes a nice little even spot. Now we're going to, I missed a little piece on this one. Now we're going to decorate our box. And this just slides in. So it folds like this. Okay? I hope I'm clear. I haven't done a tutorial on one of these in a while. I haven't made one of these in a while. So we're going to decorate our box now. I got some stickers left over from a pack that I had. And I think I'm going to write, let's see. I'm going to put this one on the top. It says, trust in the Lord with all your heart. So I'm just going to put that on the top. Try to get it straight. Now, if you would like to mat the side of your papers, you can. The mat for this flap is going to be 2 5/8 by 2 1/2, and then the sides over here are going to be, let's see, nope, I know what it is. The outer mat, if you do a 2 mat, because I did a 2-layer mat, the 2-layer mat is 2 5/8 squared by, and then the inner mat would be 2 1/2 squared. And then on the side panels here, it's going, the outer mat would be 3 3/8 by 2 5/8, and then the inner mat would be 3 1/4 by 2 1/2. But I decided I didn't want to mat this because it's got paper, I mean it's printed and everything, so it's really pretty, and I just decided not to do it. So on this one, I'm going to use my little letters. It came with some letters, and we're going to write God Box on the front of it. Now, how this project came about was, like I said, in my devotional, we talked about handling things ourselves and making a mess out of it, for one thing, but how we should give our really stressful things that we cannot handle, problems we just don't have a solution for, give it to God. And I came up with a challenge to making a God box. I don't know why this sticker doesn't want to stick. And in the God box, we'd write down things that we need to pray about, and things that we need help with that we can't solve ourselves. And I have no idea why this is not doing. Let me open this up a little bit. There, I got that one down. There we go. And so I came up with the concept of the God box, where you write down these situations, put them in a box. You can pray, of course, pray about them, but let God handle it and not you. And don't stick your hand in the box to take it out. So I wanted to create a box with a lid so you can't open it up, easy access, just to remind you that God's going to be handling your problems today. And leave them alone. And if we leave them alone, they'll be answered better than we'd ever thought they would be. Because they'd be answered the way God wants to solve the problem. But anyway, that's what the God Box project is about. If you want more details, like I said, go over to my daily devotion on Thursday and check it out. But this is our God Box. And it's not a hard box to put together. Yes, it does have some measuring, but not that much. Little scoring. But you guys can do it. If I can make one of these, anybody can. Okay. And this is what I'm going to be using for my little reminder that God is in control and that He has all the answers, not me. And let's see. I don't know if that'll fit or not. Nope. Here's one that says pray. And we can certainly use more prayers, can we not? So I'm just going to put that on, I think I'll put that on the side over here. Alright. And I think we'll just put, I think I'll put a little butterfly on this side over here. You should probably decorate before you make your box, but, you know, I decided I'd Didn't do that. Anyway, but this is our guide box. It's really not a hard box to put together. Of course, I'm running a little behind today, so I kind of did it in a hurry. But it's very simple. I will put all the measurements down in the description box for you so that you can make your own little guide box. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you all again soon. Bye.